This is Jack. Hi Edwin, how are you today? So I'm really glad you called. As I said, I went to UMass Boston myself, and I'm really happy to, spend a few minutes with you to talk about whatever you want to talk about. What year are you in there at school? Okay. Yeah, so I do. I'm going to give you some advice. You live in Brockton, right? Are you going to be moving to Boston, or are you going to commute? Commute from Brockton on the train, or are you going to drive? Drive. Okay. So if I was you, this would be my advice. Looking back at it, since I went to the exact same school, this is what I would do. Soon, in a couple of weeks, you're going to start to meet a bunch of people the same age as you, right? And they're all going to want to live off campus, a lot of them. And you could make a lot of money renting them apartments. Have you thought about that yet? Okay, so that's why we're on the phone here. So if you rent them apartments, then because these are gonna be your friends, and if you rent them apartments, you can make a pretty good money doing that. And you basically have 4 years of supply of friends that are going to want apartments. And you can really build that into a solid income stream you could probably be making a lot more money than almost all your classmates. And if I was your age and I knew about this back then, I would have rented my classmates apartments. And you can make a pretty good chunk of change doing it. So as you might know, I started in this business renting apartments a decade ago. I needed to make some more money to pay my mortgage because it was the financial crisis. And I got my real estate license and I started to rent apartments part-time because I already had this other job that was kind of like on the road. And renting 1 or 2 apartments a month made a big difference to me. So there's this market out there for you. Did you even consider moving to Boston? Is that something that crossed your mind when you decided to go to UMass Boston? You'll commute. So you do know that there's boatloads of students that move there, though, right? School, Boston's college, Boston University, UMass Boston, Suffolk, all the colleges. Boston's a college town. And soon you're going to have a lot of college friends. And if I was you, I would rent apartments and you could make a killing doing that. You want to go over to Savin Hill Avenue by the Savin Hill train station. When you get off at Savin Hill Red Line stop, and you can Google this too, there's like 2 or 3 real estate agencies right there. They all rent apartments to college kids. It's close to campus. And if you walk a little bit farther on Savin Hill Avenue, inland, so to speak, there's at least one other real estate agency when you cross Dorchester Avenue. There's a couple right there there's a couple in that area at the intersection of Savin Hill Avenue and Dorchester Avenue. And if you have your license right now, and I would just walk in there and say, I'm licensed, I'm going to be a student in UMass Boston. Do you have opportunities to rent apartments here? And dude, I mean, you're gonna have to give it a little bit of time, but it'll pay off big time. I don't rent apartments at my office very much anymore. We just do a smattering of them, so I don't have the listings that you're going to need from a rental agency. Right, those agencies that I just mentioned, right, I'm just going to pull it up on my own map here. Those agencies that I just mentioned, well, I didn't mention them by name, but in that area, almost all of them specialize, there's 3 or 4 of them right there, they really specialize in renting apartments. And if you're going to UMass Boston, I mean, this is just slam dunk for you because the campus is right across the street. You know, right there by Savin Hill train station, there's got to be 3 or 4 real estate offices, 2 or 3, right on Savin Hill Avenue. And you just find a nice outfit where that you look professional in, have your real estate license in your hand, tell them you're going to UMass Boston, wondering if they're hiring new rental agents. Dive right in. Some of them will say, no, I'm not interested. Okay, tough luck, too bad for them. They just missed out on you. And so you might have to knock on 5 doors or 6 doors before somebody says, yes, I'm looking for a rental agent. You're going to have to go find that out for yourself. I'm just telling you, they're there and you can do business with them. So I'm not recommending any one of those particular agencies because I don't know them that well. But I do know that there's a lot of opportunity there for someone who wants to hustle and basically defer their college expenses, especially if you're already licensed and you're going to the college, which is right around the corner. So you're going to have to kind of find your own way in the world about whether, when you start, you know, there's going to be some bumps in the road. Nothing's going to be smooth. But I think you could do well there. Structurally, that's set up perfectly for you. Because if you look at the map, you'll see that a lot of your college classmates are going to be living in that exact neighborhood. That's when I saw your email, I was like, I got to tell this kid about this opportunity because I wish I knew about it when I was your age. I waited to get my license decades later. What an idiot. I should have got it when I was your age. So I'm so positive. If I could buy stock in you, I'd buy stock in you. Because I think you have a bright future, and I just think now you got to go apply all that energy and make some mistakes, but 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're gonna do well if you really stick with it. Never give up. And I want you to call me. Can you call me and set up another time, say in like a month, so we can talk again? All right, buddy. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. You too. What a nice kid. And I wish I had someone to tell me. So, yeah. So, what do they call that? Yeah. So, he's got to go out and make it happen. No one's going to, serve this up to him on a silver platter. But now he's aware of the opportunity. And there's, as I said, 3 or 4 agencies right in that area, one of which I know specializes in rentals. And he's going to the college that's like a half a mile away. So put 2 and 2 together. I think he just graduated from high school. So he's like 18. And so he's got some learning curve. But as I said, I'm really optimistic for him.